Wait, I've never done an intro before. I guess I'll wing it. Hello and welcome to Shouting Over the News. I guess this is our intermediary shouting over the static replacement for our new format. Fuck, I fucked it, guys.
This is rubbish.
Keep going.
It's fine, mate.
I was going to start again, but okay. This is Shouting Over the News, where we bring you some news every week. We try, but we're not great journalists, so generally it's just a bit of a bad chat. I'm Dylan. This is Kyaw.
Hello.
And Jack.
Yo, yo, yo.
I lifted my hands up for that, so just imagine that in your heads while you're listening to this. Mark isn't here, so that's why I'm trying to intro. I thought I could wing it. I failed. But we're going to move forward, hopefully with some news. I've got a few things written down, but do either of you have any news to bring to the table?
I have two tabs open.
Tabs? Wow. Whoa. Whoa. Give me that juicy tab number 1, baby.
Tab number 1 is Valve acquires Firewatch developer. You know that?
Yeah, I'd seen this, yeah.
They're developing a new game, aren't they, actually? The one set in Egypt. I can't remember what it's called. In the Valley of Gods.
The Firewatch developers.
Yeah.
I have no idea. You brought the news? The info.
This was, I believe, shown at... Actually, no, not at an E3, but it was revealed quite a while ago. During the Game Awards, actually. It's called In the Valley of the Gods, and it's like another walking simulator, maybe? With more...
Like another Firewatch,
but set in Egypt, and you have to explore these pyramids, and you do something that I don't really know. They haven't really shown us.
So is this Valve's new... I mean, I say new, this is basically how they've always done it. But is this how they're moving forward in their... Because they recently came out saying they're going back to making games, right?
Did they?
Yeah.
All right, okay.
Yeah, there was a whole thing... What's His Chops was like, we're making games again. And then because they're releasing another fucking card game.
Yeah.
What is it? That one's for Dota, isn't it?
Yeah.
So, like, now they're in games again. So what they're doing is buying a company that's already finished a game. Basically.
Yeah, it's a team of 12, so it's not really a big company, I guess, right?
Well, they're not huge games, are they?
No, they're not.
Well, because like Henry, our old radio buddy, he really liked Firewatch, I remember, but I've not had much experience with it, so. But I mean, I've heard good things.
Yeah, I've heard actually mixed things about Firewatch. It's just like a
really?
hate it or love it kind of thing, I think. Because...
Yeah, but is it one of those things where it's the people who hate it don't really understand what they're talking about?
Yeah, probably.
They don't understand art, man.
Well, no, because sometimes you do get that, don't you? Obviously, some things have got mixed reviews purely because it's a very sort of opinionated piece. But oftentimes you'll have something that people are like, oh, it's either love it or hate it. But the people who hate it, their reasons for hating it are just because, like, it's... I mean, I guess a game not being for them is a perfectly valid reason to hate something. But it's at the same time, it's like, I don't know why you went into a walking simulator expecting action.
Yeah.
Yeah, so they've been allowed to finish the game, apparently. Finish the next game. Then I don't know what they'll do next. Hopefully it'll be
Which is
cool.
nice.
Half-Life
Make
3.
Half-Life 3 walking simulator.
Mate, that's better than nothing.
Is it? Is it really?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I think you can get some good story going with just walking and not shooting much. Maybe.
I've never had a good walk story. Tell me one time you walked and had a good story. Go. Right now. Can't do it.
Yeah, no, I
can't do it. Not in real life.
See? N equals 3 sample. It's good.
Good sample size.
It's good science.
Alright, let's move on. What you got?
Jack, do you have anything?
I have something that we sort of touched on midweek when we were just chatting chatting to ourselves. Call of Duty Black Ops 4 has, it's sort of been announced, or at least we know the release date. We know that they're going to do their whole reveal thing in a couple of months' time, just before E3.
Yeah.
But there are rumours going around that they might not have a solo campaign in the new Call of Duty Black Ops 4, which I think is just bizarre.
Yeah, and also might have Battle Royale.
Yeah, which, I mean, that I guess I can sort of understand because, everyone's doing it now, and that sort of, if your game doesn't have, or if you're an online shooter and you're not going down the route of Battle Royale, it's not really, you're not going to be attracting as many, players to play your game as you would if you had it. So I guess I can understand from that standpoint, but I just think that I don't know if Activision really know what to do anymore with the Call of Duty franchise. I mean, it's been going on for so long, but I feel like they've adventured with doing future stuff. They went back to the past with Sledgehammer, and now they're sort of just, I don't know. I feel kind of sad because Call of Duty is always one of those ones that I'd buy and I'd play the campaign first before even playing online. And I know a lot of my mates would play online first and then they'd touch the campaign after they've ranked up a couple of times. But I don't know. I feel like a Call of Duty game without a campaign could go, it could go really well, or you could get a lot of backlash from people who, like myself, love the campaigns and love what they've been doing recently.
Well, I mean, the amount of games you get nowadays that don't have multiplayer, that don't have campaign even, and are basically just multiplayer, like you've got Overwatch and then all of these Battle Royale games, it's not unsurprising, but at the same time, it's kind of like, how are they going to release a yearly Call of Duty game?
Yeah.
That doesn't have a campaign. It's just going to be the exact same game every year.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously, there's a little change to each multiplayer, but I don't think it's enough to warrant releasing an entirely new game every year.
Yeah.
No, well, this is it. At that point, you just release a Call of Duty and you just call it Call of Duty, and then then just
update it.
Yeah, you just update it every year or so. Do what Overwatch is doing, where you just update the characters, introduce new characters, nerf and buff weapons and whatever. And I don't know. I think what it's been released some point. Late October, I think it is, or it might even be early October. I'm pretty sure.
It's roughly
it's always roughly that time, isn't it? Every year.
Yeah, but
it's usually November, I think. But
I don't know. Well, I guess we'll just have to wait and see for the official announcement and reveal of the game itself, and see what the developers themselves have to say.
I mean, they must know that. They probably have a pretty good idea of if people actually play the campaign. So if they're getting rid of it, there's probably for a reason. But at the same time, it does just feel like you say, they might as well just release Call of Duty. Why is it called Black Ops 4? What's gonna link it to
the rest
being
of it?
Black Ops?
Yeah. Is it actually still called Black Ops 4? Have they confirmed that?
It's got the Black Ops number system, but it's 4 dashes instead of 3 or whatever.
Okay. Yeah, do you reckon games would just kind of stay into a more online only experience now and not really release every year anymore? Just
I don't know.
It seems like it might be the way to go now, especially more than ever with.
Yeah, if they're getting rid of the campaign, then I think they should.
Yeah.
I think if it's going to be multiplayer only, then it seems wiser to just make the one game and slowly update it Overwatch style. But at the same time, that's completely against Call of Duty's current model, so I don't know if they'd actually be able to do that. It seems like such a strange one.
Yeah, I don't know. This is it. I mean, it's been such a big part of their DNA for the last God knows how long, and
since the beginning.
Yeah, exactly. This is it. This is Call of Duty games were initially made for the campaign and for wartime, battles in the campaign, but moving it to online and having online only, I don't know. I feel if they're doing what I would like to see is potentially like online co-op missions where you perhaps have an objective and it's online playing with someone and you have to maybe like kill some dude at the end of the map and you've got waves of enemies coming at you. Maybe that would be good. But I
So
feel
you
like
want Spec Ops?
yeah, basically that's all that I'm asking for them. If they're going for that solo online thing, then I'd want them to at least have some kind of cooperative missions to do in it. Because otherwise, I just feel like it would be an incomplete Call of Duty.
But I think if they're going to make that, they might as well make a campaign.
Yeah, exactly. Well, this is it. So I don't know what to think. Yeah,
but it's just like it. Yeah, it's sad, but I do kind of get it because I mean, the campaign's not the life of the game, is it?
No.
Like, yeah, maybe people will talk about the campaign for the first month, but then people keep playing Call of Duty for the entire year, just multiplayer. Nobody's playing the campaign the entire year. Well, some people probably are, but nobody's talking about the campaign for the entire year.
Not unless there's some controversial level in it.
Yeah. So, it kind of... I guess it makes sense to get rid of it, but at the same time, it's kind of sad. And we'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe it's all lies, but...
Yeah, we'll see in E3.
I think these things tend to be at least somewhat true, don't they?
Yeah. I mean, to be fair, I'm still waiting for an update in terms of what they're... Because, we've heard this so many times as well, talking about Call of Duty. They've teased us a lot with Modern Warfare 2 Remastered. I haven't really heard...
they said it's coming out now, though?
Yeah, I haven't really heard much about it.
It'll probably just come out at the same time as...
Yeah.
Again, they'll tell us at E3, won't they?
Yeah, I imagine it'll probably be like one of those... What they did with Infinite Warfare will become packaged in with it. Or perhaps maybe it will have to wait until
You'd have to wait
Infinity
next year
Ward.
if it's coming packaged in, yeah. It wouldn't come out with Black Ops 4, that'd be strange.
Yeah, but I mean, I think that's probably one of the games that the whole Call of Duty community is waiting for is that remaster, because arguably that's probably the best game in that series. Or at least I certainly think it is anyway.
I think that's definitely sort of our generation, our age group's big one as well, isn't it? It's sort of when we were all getting into shooting people.
What a genre.
Yeah. We'll find out in what, like 2 months?
Yeah.
50 days or something, isn't it? Something like that.
Ooh,
nice.
Some days.
Whew.
Nice.
Right, what do I have? I've got... This one's cool, and it's a shame Mark's not here, because he'd really appreciate this as well, but I mean, we've spoken about... Well, I posted it on the group, but I don't think anybody saw. Neo Geo, the SNK are coming out with basically a Neo Geo Mini.
Oh, no way.
Yeah, so like a NES Mini, but Neo Geo.
That's
awesome. Something that, if any of the listeners here have gone on to Low Expectations Media, checked out some of the stuff we made, we've played like Neo Geo Roulette, which is where we just play a random Neo Geo game. And we're big fans of Garou Mark of the Wolves. I don't know if you two have played it, but Mark and I play that a lot. Or played that a lot. And Neo Geo is just a fun console. It's got some completely ridiculous games on it. And some classics like King of Fighters and Metal Slug. Metal Slug.
Is it just going to be like a mini cabinet then?
Yeah, I mean, I guess, right?
Because
Neo Geo did have a home console.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, they're sort of known for being the arcade machine.
Oh, okay. So it's not really a console then, Neo Geo.
Well, no, there is a Neo Geo console, but at least I'm fairly sure there is. But it was, like, a whole big thing of it is that it was an arcade machine.
Okay.
But if you look at the sort of announcement tweet that they did, it does look a little bit like a tiny little console. Because it's a 40th anniversary thing, and it's just something covered in a drape.
Yeah.
And it's quite a big something. It's definitely not a NES mini size.
It's going to be a small drape.
Yeah, but like you could still tell from the proportions of it, right?
Yeah. That'd be cool.
But yeah, no, that'll be fun.
Yeah, because they started releasing like Neo Geo games on Xbox now. Like you can go into the store and buy Neo Geo games that have been like optimized and whatever for playing on your Xbox.
Yeah, because you can get Garrow on the Xbox. Yeah. So I mean, they're coming back. I guess they're planning I remember hearing something a while ago now that they're planning on a new King of Fighters soon. It might be one of those things that weirdly still comes out really regularly, though, to be fair, but I don't think it is.
I'm excited about Metal Slug. That would be really cool. With a proper dedicated...
I think we should all get Neo Geo minis.
Yeah.
Do you think it would have, like, online, then? Do you think it would have, like, a built-in capacity where you could challenge your friends from... Like you say, if we all got one, do you think that they would
Neo
have
Geo
that
Mini?
capacity?
I don't think so.
Hmm.
I mean, it never had... I don't think it had online before, right?
Yeah, and I'm 100% sure it didn't, but I'm just, like, trying to think, because in that case, you'd have to, like if you're playing one of those fighting games, I don't know, I guess I'd feel a bit incomplete not like that playing it on my own.
Well, I think the idea is that you do play it with friends, but...
Physical friends.
Physical friends, yeah.
Not one of them, but...
As if anybody has those anymore.
God damn, what are they?
Right.
I'm just having a look. There's a fucking ton of King of Fighters games.
Yeah, man.
I'm trying to figure out when the last one is, though.
They made a fuck ton of those.
So, there's a King of Fighters Online, which came out in 2010. Or beta... this is quite an old article... quite an old wiki page, it seems. Beta testing is slated to begin in 2010.
Beta testing. Oh,
so I wonder if that happened.
There's one on 16.
KOF World is the title of the homepage for the cancelled online game, The King of Fighters Online. So... Oh shit, the game was a 3D online fighting brawl where players could chat or perform their avatar's trademark moves on one another. It was just like fucking PlayStation World, but with King of Fighters. Do you remember that?
Yeah. Isn't it?
PlayStation, PlayStation Home?
Isn't it Home?
Home, yeah.
Yeah, man. R.I.P.
That was a strange thing.
I was weirdly... I don't know. It was alright. You could actually attend events on it, like E3. That was kind of fun.
It was one of those things that... Because I had an Xbox... It was always a bit like, oh, that's kind of cool. Avatars on Xbox are a bit shitty. Hashtag segue. There's new... there's redesigned avatars apparently coming out for the Xbox Gold, Xbox Live, whatever. Which look less creepy. I don't know. You guys are both... Oh, no, Jack, you're Xbox, but sure, you're PlayStation, so I guess... I don't know if you've seen them.
I've seen them. I've seen the normal ones, yeah.
But Xbox avatars are a little bit strange, and like, I've still got mine from when I started my Xbox Gold account, which is like, God knows when. Years and years ago. Like, before sixth form even, I imagine.
Yeah.
I think, yeah. No, yeah, it must have been. So this was when I was like 50. This is a long time ago. So I've not changed it since. It's still like a weird young fat me with just kids' clothes on. But not only that, the sort of the rendering of them is very cartoony.
Yeah.
But these
very
new
much.
ones look a little bit slicker. They're quite Pixar-y.
Yeah, they look kind of cool, actually. I'm into it.
Yeah. I mean, it's not really... I don't think anybody actually cares about the avatars on Xbox. But... I mean, it's cool. I don't know why they're doing it. Maybe something... They're planning on changing the Xbox One layout again.
Yeah.
Because they love doing that. Do
we know when this update is being released?
At the moment, it's just a leak, so there's not been anything. I think there's literally just some avatar information.
Weird.
Well, apparently it was delayed from 2017. Yeah,
Oh, really?
Supposedly Microsoft announced that they would receive a significant overhaul in 2017. At E3 2017, even.
This went straight past me. I did not.
Yeah.
I did not.
So now it's nearly E3 2018, and they've leaked it.
I mean, as long as they get it just done, like, just before, right?
Yeah.
To be fair, though, I can see that, like, a booth at E3 where you can go and make a accurate avatar of yourself would probably actually go down quite well.
Yeah, that would sound cool.
Like if they had someone who was really good at making avatars and you just went up and they were like, bing, bang, boom, there you go, there's you, and it looked like you. That would be quite a cool little...
Yeah.
Not for anybody outside of E3, but for the people
like a little
E3.
street artist, but for avatars. That would be sick.
Yeah, I think that would be quite funky. So maybe they are saving it for then.
That would be cool.
But we'll find out. I hope you really like that segue, though. Right? As soon as we, it wasn't even intentional. I started talking about PS Home, and I was like, yes,
That was smooth as fuck. I loved it.
so relevant. What's your tab number 2, Joe?
Tab number 2. Some details.
Bring it up, baby.
Some details about the Witcher TV series.
Yeah, I've seen this.
So the show producer, Lauren Hisrich, she's been tweeting actually really actively about what she's doing for the show, and she's done things like Daredevil and The Defenders on Netflix.
Oh, cool.
Yeah, so I guess we're in good hands. She's been saying there's going to be 8 episodes, about an hour long, and they'll be released in 2020. They haven't casted anyone yet, but they'll be shooting in Eastern Europe as well. So that'd be cool.
In Poland.
Yeah,
right?
yeah, Poland.
The home of Witcher.
The home
right?
of Witcher. Yeah.
So it's going to be a live action series, right?
Yeah, with real people.
Which is somewhat worrying.
Is it?
It's the kind of thing that I feel like won't translate well to live action.
They have done some live action Witcher before, and it's kind of horrible.
Yeah, because it's one of those things that I think will just look a little bit cheesy, and unless you spend like a fucking ton of money on it, will look a bit cheap.
Mm-hmm. I mean,
so
they've done Game of Thrones, and it's pretty well done with a lot of money. Yeah, but I think they can do it. Netflix has definitely enough budget to.
But also, Game of Thrones is still quite realistic, right? I mean, I know there's a dragon in it, but there's no the people in Witcher look a little bit over the top. It's like Polish anime.
Yeah, I suppose.
It's all right.
Do we know if it's going to be like following the video game, like the story?
It's,
of it, or...
it's the first 2 books.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
It's good. She said it's going to be separate from the game. It's going to be different adaptations of the same source material. So.
Okay.
Which is good.
Yeah.
Speaking of video game adaptations, did you see someone came out saying that Universal are planning a new Doom film?
No.
Yeah, I mean, that went down so well last time. But that could be cool. I mean, if they actually go into it a bit properly. I think the Doom film was fun, and it could be fun again, so...
Yeah.
Bring back The Rock for more Doom action.
Oh, yeah, was it The Rock, actually? I was thinking,
it was, yeah.
It was The Rock and Carl Urban, I think.
Oh, my God.
That's a good shout.
That is a good cast.
And it had first-person scenes.
Yes. I remember this film.
Oh, God.
Man.
So it's not good then, huh?
I think it's just one of those fun shit films.
It's one of those silly films that you can just sit down and be like, what the fuck's going on?
Yeah, basically.
I have to see this.
But I mean, that'll be an adventure. We can see how that goes. I'm sure we'll all enjoy going to watch it.
Yeah.
Did you have anything else, Jack?
So I guess it's news in some aspects, but the Labo got launched on Friday worldwide, and unfortunately for us in the EU, we have to wait until this Friday to get it. Because
really?
Yeah, I'm not sure why. I don't know why they pushed it back. Because I'm pretty sure it was like meant to be a universal release on the 20th of April, but for some reason it got pushed back to the 27th of April for the EU. So I was just watching some people build some of the stuff from the Labo kits, and I have to say the cardboard looks quite hefty, but it does seem to bend okay. And from what I saw, it does. Like, I watched some guy build the piano for it, and it does.
Yeah.
It seemed to work fine. It looks okay with all of the reflective stickers and stuff, and the way that they use the IR in it. But again, I think that the price is going to be a bit steep. I think what is it? It's like $59.99 for the variety pack and like £70 for the robot.
Yeah.
Which
I mean, it's a great gift for if you've got kids.
Oh yeah, for sure. I mean, if you've got children and you want to have some fun building some cool stuff for your Nintendo Switch, then go ahead, get the variety pack. Maybe even get the robot pack as well. I mean, the one thing that I looked at, I know that this is it's built for kids, but the backpack for the robot seems as if it wouldn't go down so well if you've got a shoulder width the size of mine. It feels like it's very much optimized for one set like shape of human, and no anyone else who tries to put it on will just have some problems in trying to actually get the straps over your shoulders. So I'm not too sure about that. But I mean, the variety packs looks fun. The piano certainly looks interesting. I might get it just to have a look at it and see how it feels in my hand. But yeah, I mean, as well, it looks as if it's going to be one of those things where when you're setting it up, when you open up the menu for it, it looked as if so for the variety pack, you get given your little 5 or 6 different things that you can build. And each one, it gives you like a time approximation on how long it would take.
Yeah.
And so stuff like the piano was like 120 to 180 minutes. And like for the robot, it would say 180 to 240 minutes. So it's like, if you want to buy something that you're going to be able to sit down and make and play instantly, then, you're going to have to put a lot of time into doing this. And of course, if you mess up one bit, then you might have fucked up your whole thing. So.
No, I think it's one of those things that's quite hard to completely screw up.
Oh yeah. I mean,
from what I've seen, it's all quite sturdy. It's really quite like solid materials. And fairly intuitive to build, and the instructions look brilliant.
Yeah,
they've really gone all out. So
I think even as well, they've like Nintendo have come out saying, you can like buy replacement parts. You can get the you can get the little blueprint sheets, which is just like a sheet of paper that you download as a PDF and print off, and then overlay that onto some cardboard, and you can cut it out, and you're good to go again.
You can get like,
they are offering
templates
like
for free.
Which I guess is a good thing. It kind of shows that they're anticipating. You're basically just
paying for the app, right?
Yeah.
And then like the starting cardboard, because you could always just get your own cardboard and cut it all out. But I mean, that would be a fucking pain in the ass.
I don't know.
Yeah, because I was thinking, would these games work without having the cardboard? But then, of course,
not even remotely.
You have the reflective stickers and all of the infrared stuff that you actually need the cardboard for it to work. So, but yeah, I mean, it looks cool. I'm probably not going to get it when it comes out. I'm probably going to see if it drops down in price, which I highly doubt it will.
I don't think it will. It's one of those Nintendo things that will drop down in price for ages, isn't it? Also, I don't really understand why they released it now. It seems like the perfect Christmas thing. Like, every time I think of it, I think this would be just like a great Christmas Day present.
Yeah.
You just spend the afternoon making it. But they're releasing it in April.
Well, maybe, I think Jeff was saying this earlier, maybe they're testing the water to release even bigger things. But
what's bigger than the fucking robot? Are they going to make a cardboard tank?
Rock Band?
Rock Band Labo would be cool.
That would be cool.
They would be really talk about it in E3, and then that'll lead up to the December release or something like that. That would be cool. Yeah,
because it does feel very much like a proof of concept thing at the moment.
For sure.
There's not much to it other than you make something and then there's like a mini game. But there's nothing huge. Like the motorbike has apparently the racing's like okay, but it's not quite sort of Mario Kart level of enjoyment racing. You can, however, make your own tracks in the motorbike one.
Yes.
Which is literally just you cycle, you drive around, and like that makes the road behind you, which I think is quite funky.
Oh.
So yeah, it does feel like a proof of concept. So that would make sense if they announced at E3 some like bigger things, like you say, like a rock band. That would be really cool because you could do that really easily, couldn't you? Like just having the controller where the strumming bit would be, and then just buttons made of cardboard.
Yeah.
And then you've got a piano already. Drums would be quite hard though.
Yeah.
They have motion sensors, right?
Yeah, but then you can only have 2 drums.
Yeah. Yeah.
Although I guess it's got the rumble thing, so maybe you could have potentially like 4 drums and then hit it on each end. That it would probably be able to tell.
Okay, yeah. How does the reflective stickers work? Maybe they can do something like that.
So it's just like the IR camera sees the reflective stickers, and then the position of the reflective stickers and I think it's if it can see them. So they've got codes on them. If it can see them, then it knows what is in view. So like when you have a piano, when you press a key, it reveals the reflective sticker.
Okay.
So it knows what note to make, and then other things like that. And anytime a reflective sticker is shown, it's like, I need to be doing that thing now.
Okay, I'm with you. That's cool.
Like QR codes.
Yeah. But quicker.
But lots simpler, yeah.
Yeah, I think one of the more interesting things about it is the little Toy-Con garage thing, where you can sort of remap and reprogram the like different functions in the Labo software to have different thing. Like, so say if you're on the motorbike and you're accelerating and whatever, and you're pressing all of these buttons and doing all of the whatever directions, you can remap different functions to do different stuff, which I think is quite cool. I feel like it leads to a lot of people at home trying to do some cool shit with their Labo stuff.
Yeah, it looks like there's an opportunity to make your own thing.
Yeah.
I mean, we spoke about this last week, I think, or one of the weeks where we've spoken about Labo. It looks like there's potential to make some stuff yourself.
Yeah.
I don't know how in depth it'll be, but it looks cool. I want to give it a go, but like I don't even have a Switch, so I'd buy a Switch and Labo.
Oh man,
that'd really set me back.
Yeah,
Christmas time.
Yeah. Right, I've got one last piece of news.
All right,
you guys have not.
Yeah, go for it.
Games with Gold has been announced. We generally do this once a month. We spoke about this. I don't know what the PS Plus ones are, so maybe short Google that while I'm saying these. This month it's going to be starting off with Super Mega Baseball 2, which I have no clue about. It's a baseball game, so it will have passed me by, because I think they're always boring. But if you like Super Mega Baseball 1, now you can get it number 2 for free. Oh, wait. Okay. What I have just seen, though, is that I googled Super Mega Baseball 2, and it's just saying it now has a release date. So it looks like it's coming out for free.
Ah, that's interesting.
That can't possibly be true. Okay, this is Xbox Games. I don't know why else I'd have this name in my head, because this is definitely where I saw it. Xbox Games with Gold, May 2018. What are they? Yeah, Super Mega Baseball 2. It is the opening game. As its predecessor was it's also... Yeah. Yeah. So the first... That's actually quite cool. The first Games with Gold of May is a brand new game.
Yeah. That is cool.
It's coming out on PlayStation and PS and PC as well, but for like $30. So, yeah, that's crazy. You get a free, fairly good-looking baseball game. I mean, I've heard a lot. I think Super Mega Baseball has been Game with Gold before, and it looks quite good. I think I did download it because it was free, But it's got like quite a cartoony style to it, and it looks quite cool. So if you like baseball, that's great. A brand new free game. Then after that, we've got, which is the big one for me, which I think is really cool. Metal Gear Solid 5 is coming to it, which is crazy.
That is really cool.
Yeah, so I know it came out a while ago now, but it's still one of those ones that feels a bit like it's still a AAA game, you know?
Yeah.
Like we just got Assassin's Creed Syndicate, that also felt a bit like, wow, these are some big games they're bringing out.
Yeah.
I tell you what.
Now. Sorry, go ahead.
Oh no, you go.
I wasn't actually going to say much, but it was. It's just it's cool that we're getting these sort of.
I was just gonna talk about like the recent games of gold, the Witness. What? Oh my god, that game! Like I'd recommend if you haven't downloaded it already, download it.
Yeah,
it's that puzzle game, right? That you do.
Yeah, it's that tests your brain, man. Like, god damn. I lost a couple of hours on Thursday playing that.
I had a look at it. I don't think I can't remember if I downloaded it or not, but I don't know if it just looks a bit like remembering maps and then following the map.
Oh, I mean, it's not just that. There are like puzzles, and then you have to like. So like there are different sections to the map, and each section will have like a common theme in the puzzles that you have to do. But it's like trying to figure out what that first puzzle, or like trying to figure out what the theme is probably the most frustrating part. Is because once you think you might have it, and then you're like, oh okay, so you do one puzzle and then you move on to the next one, and you try and do the same sort of solution that you did with the first one, and then it doesn't work, and you're like, well, I don't know what to do then. So you have to try and start looking at it in a different way, and then you can go off to like a different side of the map, and it will have completely different puzzles that are solved in completely different ways. But yeah, it's a very cool game.
Is there like an end goal or like a plot to it, or is it just solve these puzzles?
I think there is there is an ending to it. I'm not quite sure what it is, but I know that once you like complete a section of puzzles, you get to like a final bit, and then you unlock the puzzle, and something will rise up out of the ground, and it will shine a light to this central place on the map. And I think that's where the end. I don't know. I guess it's like maybe like one final puzzle testing your brain knowledge. I don't know. But I think that they all sort of point at this one spot on the map, and that's where you have to get to at the end.
Okay, right.
But yeah, I'm not sure. Like I say, I've only played a couple of hours of it, but I certainly recommend giving it a look, Dylan.
Oh, fair enough. I think I did download it because free games, right? Right. So the other two games are because obviously those are the two Xbox One games. There's also coming out Streets of Rage. So they released on Xbox 360. They released like the classic version, Sega Classics or whatever, Streets of Rage. So I mean that's just coming out again, which seems a bit like that's all right. Streets of Rage is fun, but one of the oldest ones we've had. And then Vanquish, which I think we've actually spoken about a few times on this because Mark's a big fan, and it's got a fucking slick look to it. It's one of those games that I've said to you guys, I always see in like secondhand in game or whatever, and I always nearly pick it up because it's just like it looks really cool, and it's developed by Platinum. They make good games. Like Bayonetta is pretty sick, and I think that's Platinum, isn't it?
Mm.
So that'll be a fun one. I think that's the end of the month.
Oh, okay, cool.
But it's sliding about, shooting people. And it's Japanese, so you know it's going to be crazy.
It's going to be anime. No, it's just robots, isn't it?
You could get robots in anime.
You're not wrong. I've got some PS Plus things. I looked it up.
Shoot.
But they haven't released the next month's game. So yeah, it's not really.
You don't have them.
We missed it by 3 days. So if we have this podcast in 3 days' time, we would have had that list. So.
And we're not even doing news next week.
Yeah,
so.
back.
Oh man, yeah.
What's the point?
No info for the PlayStation people. Shit. Right. Well, I mean, that's all the news I've got.
Yeah,
mine too.
And there's obviously other bits and bobs, but things that we feel qualified to speak about, I'm done with. Also, we've done a fair amount of show.
Yep.
Right, so, oh shit, I need to do a end thing now. What does Mark usually say? You can find us on SoundCloud and iTunes as Shouting Over Static. You can find us on YouTube as Low Expectations Media. We don't have social media other than YouTube, so I can't plug those. We should really sort that out.
Should.
Yeah.
I think that's all we've got. These comes out every Wednesday, so we at least attempt to. Next week's going to be our back to Shouting Over the Static game week. We announced at the beginning of this month we're doing Doom.
Yep.
So come back next week if you enjoy or like the sound of talking about Doom for an hour and a half, because that's probably what we're going to do.
Yeah, we are.
And it's going to be great. Jack, do you have anything to plug?
No, I don't.
No? Sure, you don't, do you?
No,
you don't do things.
I don't plug things.
I'll plug Space. Space is good.
Okay. Yeah.
Study it, kids. Right. Bye.
Bye.